It's a beautiful Sunday, October 12th, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's #1 casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack, match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, craps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. And the Oklahoma Sooners are 5-1. Pain, Ted. Pain.
Yep. That hurts. That hurts. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. There's it's always an emotional game, whether you win or lose. And, you're going to have to, number one, figure some things out from this game going forward. But as a football team, you're going to have to put it behind you quick because here it comes.
There's no doubt. And it brings me, it makes me sad, upset, whatever word you want to use for it, that this is 3 out of 4 years now where we have to come on here and go, Texas is just a better program than Oklahoma. Bigger, faster, stronger, more physical, better coached, probably have a better radio team, probably too. I don't know.
Yes, definitely.
But that second half felt like a culture win for Texas.
Yep.
OU wilted in the second half of that game. Meanwhile, Texas played its best ball in the second half. It's just, there's no other way to put it other than it's really disappointing. And I absolutely hate coming on here and having to say it.
It's brutal. It's brutal. It is, it's incredibly painful. There's no doubt about it. It's always, that's really the big measuring stick. And we play a bunch of big games, and we've got a bunch of big games left this year. And, big programs, Alabama, LSU, there's games that are measuring stick games, but, the best view of really where you are is this game. And it has not gone particularly well recently. It's one that you're looking at and you're saying, well, how do we match up? Not great, apparently, over the last 4 years. And I'm sure everyone has seen this, but what is it, like 116 to the 3 of the last 4 games? Like the 3 losses, we've been outscored 116-9, I believe.
It's depressing, man. I don't know what else to say. It is, and since we're going down this road, let's just get real dark real quick.
Yep.
This is the best team Venables has had, and
Yep.
it's the worst team Sark has had.
Fair.
And it's probably the worst team Sark's going to ever have there. Now, they're still really good on defense, but they don't have a good offensive line. Arch Manning's an inexperienced quarterback. They don't have like these super dynamic Bijan Robinson, Xavier Worthy, like that type of guy. They don't have that guy. And they still got after us, dude.
Yep. Yeah.
That's the worst Texas team we're going to see for the foreseeable future. And they absolutely handled us in the second half. It's just the truth, man. Like they got some young dudes on that O-line that are going to get better. And this was one where, hey, you needed to come out, play well, and get this win. Now, the season's not over, but this was the most vulnerable Texas team we've seen and will see for quite some time, and you weren't able to get it done. And it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, it's tough, very tough. Um, we'll get into it,
Yes, we will.
obviously.
Let's start defensively. I'm not
Well,
quite ready to.
before we dive into that, how was the overall weekend?
It was great. Now I do this. This podcast is probably about to get real depressing, so I do want to. I do want to say thank you to everyone that showed up to Texas Live for the live show.
Yes, that was
That
awesome. I didn't know what to expect going in, right? We were just kind of winging it.
we certainly winged it. I feel like we winged it at a high level, but that was very, very cool to see our listeners take that place over because that's exactly what they did. That was awesome.
That was very cool.
That
Yeah,
was the highlight of the weekend, undoubtedly.
I had no idea what to expect going in. It was funny when we were pulling up, we were making the drive over there. It's like, I hope there's somebody there. So whenever we drove around the corner, we saw people lined up, waiting to go in. It was a big sigh of relief on our end.
So thank you to everyone that showed up for that. We truly appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully we get to I would love to turn that into an annual thing at Texas Live that Friday before OU
Yes.
Texas. We'll see if we can make that happen. But let's talk about this game, man. Let's start on the defensive side. What'd you see?
Well, let's start with special teams. The punt return touchdown, which was an absolute killer whenever that came. And um I yeah, it looked to me like Taylor Wine got blocked in the back. Okay. Sometimes those are going to get called. Sometimes they're not. There's a bunch of bodies all over the field. I think it should have been called, but um inexcusable. Great punt. I mean, it's a I believe it's a called angle punt over to the sideline. Pins it over there, and we are all on the wrong side of the guys that's blocking us. We get blocked down the field. I have no idea where the deep snapper is going on the play. He just kind of veers off into no man's land. Maybe he was expecting a return to the field, but we're blocked. We're blocked, and we got no one. We have a bunch of guys in the middle of the field, and they just rip it right down the sideline for a touchdown. And with the way the offense was playing and the defense, being out on the field for the whole second half, that was where it felt like the game kind of evaporated for us. So, and I thought that was going to be a phase of the football game that you could check mark to us. We were playing really good, and we gave that up, and it just absolutely killed us in a low scoring game. Like a lot of people thought it was going to be a special teams touchdown, just absolutely cannot happen. And that was a shock to me.
3 turnovers on offense, and then you give up a special teams touchdown. That is not the formula to win this game.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
let's talk about the defense because Texas, they moved the ball in the second half against that defense, unlike really any other offense has this season, Ted. So you have the floor, sir.
Well, everyone knows it. Everyone's heard it. Never as good as you think, never as bad as you think. And when I turned the film on, I expected to see us getting our butts whipped. And that wasn't the case. I thought for the vast majority of the football game, we dominated the line of scrimmage. Now, late, I thought Sarkisian dialed up some really good run plays that just kind of got us to where we had to scramble to defend, and they were able to start chewing up some yardage there. A couple of big, critical third down pickups by Arch in the quarterback run game on really nicely designed plays. Those were critical. I mean, overall, that's really the story of the game was third down. We were the number one defense in the country going in on third down, and Texas was 10 of 17. They picked up 10 third downs on us. And it boils down really, in my mind, to a couple of really pivotal plays, explosive plays, and that's where the majority of the problems came from. Wisner had a 37-yard run in the second quarter. It's dead in the backfield. We got him in the backfield. Our Mason Thomas has him for a tackle for loss. Just can't wrap him up, kind of falls down the waist, and he's off and running. In the third quarter, we had him 3rd and 8. All right. We jump off sides, so they get a free play, and we got a missed tackle out kind of in the flat that turns into a big play. They convert, they're off and running. And the third quarter, we talked about this on the broadcast, 27 plays for Texas, 4 for Oklahoma. And I expected to see our defense, like the energy level just trickle down. It's not really the case. We had some pivotal downs, some pivotal third downs that we just couldn't make the play. We had really the first major bust I've seen on coverage in the season on the touchdown that they had in the end zone. We just, we're lined up where I think we need to be. Miscommunication. We just let a guy go uncovered right up the seam. We've got good pressure on Arch. If it's covered, maybe we get a sack or, he's flushed. But a mental mistake there gets a touchdown, which, by the way, the only touchdown the defense gave up. All things considered, when you are -3 in the turnover battle and defensively eliminating special teams, you hold them to 16 points. I mean, that's not a bad day. And I know nobody's going to be happy about it, obviously, because they had chances to get off the field and get the offense the ball with some good field position, but we just couldn't make those plays, the critical plays when we had to. Arch Manning beat us. There's about 4 or 5 plays where he looked about as good as a quarterback can look. He had a throw out of his end zone whenever we had him backed up on third down where, we've got pretty good coverage. We've got pretty good pressure. He's throwing it on the run out of the end zone with guys coming at him ready to make the play, and he threads the needle to Livingston on the sideline. Just a hell of a throw. I mean, some of those you got to tip your cap. A couple of missed tackles. We had a really bad missed tackle. 3rd and 7, Texas on the -32. We got great coverage downfield. We got some decent pressure up front. Arches, it's like, dang it, I got to check it down, checks it to the swing. Robert Spears-Jennings comes flying up that's one of those where you've got to have a little bit of field awareness, down and distance awareness, situational awareness. Shut it down, make a good, safe, clean tackle. I mean, you've got him there for a loss or maybe at the line of scrimmage. You just need to drag the guy down. If he picks up 3 or 4, dragging you down, they're punting. We're off the field, and we come flying up out of control. And then we've got the pursuit from the inside. We get cut back, and it turns into a big play for him. There was we had him in a 3rd and 2 late on the long run that Arch had. The quarterback run down the sideline where he slid, that was a 30-yard run by him. Um, and a big chunk of their yardage there. It's some plays like that were really frustrating, but I thought some of the design was really good. Uh, I had 12 missed tackles, and I graded very hard. Like sometimes I don't grade as difficult on missed tackles. How do you classify it whenever you've got a defensive lineman that's in pursuit and stuff like that? I graded tough and had 12 missed tackles. I had two really bad ones that were missed tackles in the fourth quarter that were problematic, but it really comes down to a handful of plays. We missed contain on Arch a couple of times, and he got out and made us pay. And we had seen that, whether it was uh, avoiding a rush in the pocket and throwing it down the field, or avoiding pressure and getting outside and picking up third downs and making critical throws. Like that was the thing that you had to worry about with Arch. And that's exactly what he did to us. I thought he played an outstanding game. What's crazy is guys that I thought played well, the list that I always have: 56, 5, 0, 44. I thought Taylor Wine was awesome. Our Mason Thomas was really good. 11, 22, 65, 4, 97, 34. That's a bunch of guys that I thought played that had and there's some guys in there that the guys I don't list doesn't mean they played bad, but these guys had big plays, nice plays, and good consistent play throughout the game that were plus games for them. I mean, that's 12 guys that I thought played well. So, I mean, it's a game of inches. We talk about it, 5, 6, 7 critical plays, critical missed tackles in moments, a coverage bust. You give up 16, and it feels like you never had a chance to win the game. So I came away from this feeling way better about the defense than I thought I was going to. All in all, considering the position they were put in with the 3 turnovers and the amount of time they were on the field, specifically in the third quarter, it wasn't a day that you're just looking at saying, oh my gosh, what happened to our defense? It's not really there. I don't know if that makes anyone feel better or if that makes anyone feel worse, but I can't isolate any area that I say this is a problem for us moving forward. Pressure on the quarterback was good. I think we do have to contain a little bit, because you think about who we've got coming up this week in Sellers. That's another guy that can absolutely make you pay if you lose contain in some of your rush, if you don't have a level rush. But I mean, I wish there was more to talk about, but a handful of great plays by Arch Manning, a couple of critical missed tackles that turned into explosive plays. I mean, the missed tackle on the Robert Spears Jennings in the flat on third down late, a missed tackle on a tackle for loss on Wisner, and the Arch Manning scrambled was like 110 of their 300 yards of offense. The rest of the time, pretty good. Pretty good.
This is the way I see it. And you've heard me say this quite a few times over the last couple of years. Defense played well enough to win, man.
It's kind of how I see it.
That's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
The offense let the football team down. And then, of course, the special teams touchdown, you just, in a game that is as close as this one was, you just can't
do it.
Can't do it. But I know a lot of people will go, no, the defense, we're supposed to be the best defense in the country. They're supposed to be elite. Guys, it's really, really hard to play that many snaps and like shut a team out as talented as Texas.
Yeah.
If you hold a team to 16, you should be able to win the game.
Yep.
I just, I mean, it is what it is, man. The offense is the problem, not the defense.
Yeah. Longest passing play on the day was 24 yards. Um, it felt like Wisner killed us in the run game. He had 94 and 37 of it came on a play where we had him dead in the backfield on 22 carries.
You know why it felt like he just was dismantling us in the second half? It's
Yeah.
because the offense wasn't doing anything. That's why it felt the way that it felt.
Yep.
That's why the defensive performance felt the way it felt.
Right.
It's because you knew you weren't getting hardly anything from your offense. And that just kind of skews the way that I think everyone was viewing the game. Like the defense they were rock solid again. Could they have been better? Sure. But once again, this is a team game, man. It's three phases. Defense was, I mean, head and shoulders the bright spot of the game for Oklahoma.
Yeah. And I don't want to say they were great. They had 2 drives in the fourth quarter, right? We talked about it. 14 plays, 75-yard touchdown, 13 plays, 65 yards, and a field goal. But in those drives, there were a bunch of third downs where we had the chance to get off the field and we didn't. An Arch Manning scramble, a couple of nice throws on some big third downs by Arch and some missed tackles by us where we definitely could have got off the field and given our offense a much better chance. Like, the 13 play, 65-yard drive that turned into a field goal and chewed up 6:15 of the third quarter. We had them backed up at the 5-yard line and, we let them out. Arch made a great throw and then they just continued to pick up some methodical plays and third downs throughout. But it's not one where I'm looking at it and saying our defense was a myth coming into this. I don't think that's the case. I think there was a handful of critical plays. And again, we don't force a turnover. We are now, I think, are we -9 or something like that in turnovers? You can't, you can't go anywhere like that. And whenever you look at the NFL, college is a little bit different because there's so many teams and everything's kind of different. And a bunch of teams stack up a bunch of turnovers against bad competition. But in the NFL, at the end of the season, whenever you look at the plus minus and turnovers, almost always the team that's number 1 in plus minus wins the Super Bowl. The team that is last in plus minus gets the first pick in the draft. It's literally the order of the standings, how it usually boils down. And that's how critical they are. And we are in a really bad spot in the plus minus right now. We got to find a way to get more turnovers on defense and clearly take better care of the ball on offense.
Anything else? I think we're -7, right? I think we've turned it over 9 times, forced 2. Does that sound right?
I think so. Yeah, I thought it was whatever it is, it's not good. It's hard to be in minus territory and make the playoffs as a football team.
No doubt. It's been bad.
Yep.
Anything else? What you saw from OU's defense against Longhorns?
I want to go through and talk about a couple of these guys that did make some really nice plays. Grayson Holton, it felt like he had a couple of nice penetration games. It felt like he was quiet, but I saw some good stuff from him. I thought Kendall Daniels was great. Kendall Daniels made a bunch of really nice plays. He made back-to-back tackles on a swing screen, running back screen. I think one of them was for a loss. Maybe both of them were close to being for a loss. Made a great play on a tunnel screen. Made a great one-on-one tackle on a boot down when Texas was in the red zone. David Stone, excellent. He played great. He had a big tackle for loss on a counter. He had that big hit on Wisner late on an effort play. He made a tackle on a tunnel screen on an effort play. Like I said earlier, Taylor Wine, excellent. Made a really nice tackle, one-on-one tackle on a swing play. Made a tackle for loss on a tight end screen, another tackle for loss on one of the running plays to the perimeter. Our Mason Thomas, he had the missed tackle that was costly, but had a bunch of really nice effort plays, had a great sack. He was physical as hell. He was stuffing those tight ends and tackles on some stuff. Um, Peyton Bowen had the great pass breakup in the end zone that would have been a touchdown. I thought was great. Jaden Jackson, it felt like a quiet game and he wasn't himself. But when you go back and watch the film, I thought he was pretty good. Made a real nice tackle on an outside zone, made a nice play on a wrap. Guillory made a really nice pass breakup. Marvin Jones Jr. had a tackle for loss and a couple of nice plays there at the line of scrimmage. And I thought PJ's looking good. Thought PJ looked really good on some stuff. He didn't have a bunch of production, but he made some really nice physical efforts in there on the run game to help stuff things up. Danny Okoye had just a handful of snaps, but made an impact on the snaps that he was in. One of the talking points, I think, or one of the things that we were discussing is the calls coming in late. And I tracked it, and I only had 3 plays in the game, and maybe you could say 3's too many. I understand that. And one of them, Jaden Jackson made a nice play on an outside zone, but I had 3 plays where we're looking to the sideline and either not in a stance or just getting into a stance where it really affected our get off. 3 out of, I think 66 was the total snaps that we played, including the kneel down plays at the end. So it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be, because watching the game, it felt like it was kind of a constant, but at least on the film, it didn't show up as much as I thought it did. But missed tackles, third down defense were the problem areas for us, and a quarterback that made some outstanding plays.
Anything else?
That's it.
I'm glad that you are feeling good about things moving forward. I think that'll make people happy.
I expect our defense to continue to play well.
So do I. And they're going to need to. Let's talk about what we saw from the offense. But first, download the Loves app from Love's Travel Stops, your guide to savings on the road. Fill up for less with a discount on fuel, 10 cents off on every gallon of gas, and 25 cents off on every gallon of auto diesel. And don't forget, in the store, you can unlock mobile deals on the Loves app to save on snacks, drinks, and select meals at Love's restaurants. Plus, you can plan your pit stops for your next road trip with the map and route planner. All from Love's, the heart of the highway.
It's football time in Oklahoma, and you need beef built like our guys on the field. Premium, powerful, and ready to perform. That's Didier Ranch. They're a family ranch right here in Oklahoma, raising and shipping their own beef nationwide. Steak burgers, premium ground beef, and they hand deliver next day to the Oklahoma City metro and surrounding areas. Norman, Moore, Edmond, Yukon, right from their ranch to your doorstep, faster than the Sooner Schooner after a touchdown drive. Premium beef delivered. Visit DidierRanch.com and taste the luxury of tradition.
And we are brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma-owned company and proud official drinkware partner of the OU Sooners. Football in Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium is rocking all October. Big plays, packed stands, and the exclusive limited edition Simple Modern drinkware drops at each home game. Get yours before everyone else grabs them. Both October home games bring a brand new design only available at that matchup and only while supplies last. I'm telling you, it's the perfect way to stay hydrated while cheering on the Sooners. And with 10% of all profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans on and off the field. Simple Modern, good everywhere. All right, looking at what we saw from OU's offense. versus Texas's defense. I want to start here because anyone with eyeballs can see it wasn't very good, right?
Yeah.
I am confused, perplexed, whatever word you want to do, whatever word you want to use, by this offensive staff's inability to identify their strengths and weaknesses. And let me just start here. We have arguably the worst tight end room in the Power Four. We undoubtedly have the worst tight end room in the SEC. How that has happened, I have no idea. That's it, but it's just that's where we're at.
Conversation for a different day.
Correct. But if you have any run scheme where the tight end's block is pivotal to the success of the play, it is a mistake. Throw them all out. These guys cannot get it done. They can't. So don't do it. Do not do it. 86, 18, 12. They got abused by Texas. Edge players, backers, didn't matter, abused. And I'm here to tell you, it's not going to get better moving forward. When you look at the defenses we're going to play, it's not. You have to adjust to your personnel. And we do not have tight ends that can block anyone. So stop doing it. Stop asking them to do it. I know you want to run your system. You can't run your system with these tight ends. So adjust the system. All those plays where we brought the tight end back into the core, Ted, I'm sitting there going, what are we doing? Why would we do that? And it may not have been 100% of the time, but it was high 90s. Those guys lost their battle. So stop asking them to do it. Because they're not getting it done, man. And it limits you. You look around the country. All the best offenses in college football are heavy. They're playing in a ton of 12 personnel. It's kind of what's in right now in the sport. And we can't do it. You can't ask these guys to block good players at the point of attack because they just cannot do it.
Yep. We're way too small and we're way too inexperienced. I mean, Kanik, we've talked about it a lot. Like he's brought some things to our offense, but I mean, he is not going to be able to do that. He's not big enough, number one, and he just doesn't have the background or the experience to be able to do it against, these gigantic edge players that we're going to see in this conference.
This is not the way I want it to be, but it's the way it needs to be moving forward. Kanik really should be the only tight end that plays. We need to spread teams out, man. This needs to look like Mike Leach at Tech. I'm dead serious.
I know. I've been saying we need to be an air raid team for a couple of weeks now.
It truly is what gives us the best chance for success. We are at an extreme disadvantage when we have a tight end on the field and he's in the core. It's just the truth. And it's not going to get better. It is what it is, man. Ben Arbuckle has to adjust. We need to be a team that plays in exclusively 11 with Kanik, split outside the core, and we need to play in 10. We need to get the tight end off the field. We need to get more wide receivers on the field. Because if you can't block at tight end, let's get a guy that can run out at wide receiver. I know Arbuckle in like his system, he uses tight ends. He likes to use multiple tight ends. He doesn't have the guys. You have to adjust, man. You have to. If you don't, it's going to look a lot like the way that it did in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When we did spread them out and get in that 3-by-1 formation and remove Anthony Hill from the core, and we just ran the 5-man box zone play or the 5-man box duo play, guess how it looked?
Good.
It looked good. We should have run 3 running plays in this game. We should have gotten 3-by-1, removed Anthony Hill from the core, and run the 5-box wide zone play, the 5-man box duo play, and then the zone bluff play where Kanak acts like he's blocking the end and Mateer keeps it around the edge.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea why we didn't run those 5-man box plays 10 to 15 times. I don't know. Instead, we got in 12 personnel, ran stretch, 18, tackles our own running back with his back because he's getting mushed so badly. He's getting stuffed in a locker so badly by a backup edge for Texas to where the guy makes the tackle with his body. Spread teams out and run it. Do not bring the tight end into the core. Maybe some. You got to bring him into the core to run the split zone bluff play. Can't run that play without him coming in the core. Okay. But I sent you the pictures, man. It's like 3-by-1. Anthony Hill's way out of the picture. They were giving you the most disrespectful look imaginable. 5-man box, not even rolling the safety down. 5-man box. Just spread them out and hand it over and over again till they stop it, till they adjust. I don't understand how that's hard. I don't know everything, man. I get that. But you look at the personnel of this team and you just looked at what was actually going in this game. I don't know how you don't get back to that over and over and over again if you want to run it. It makes very little sense to me.
Yeah. They're just
like we should have played 90% of the game in that 3-by-1 formation.
Yeah.
And I know that may not be the system. I don't care. Do what's working. Do what's gives you a chance to succeed on offense.
Yeah.
I got maybe I view the game too simply, man.
Well, no, I mean, I think that's right. And here's the other thing is how many, you're not fooling anyone in 12. If that's what you just have to do, bring in an extra offensive lineman. You're not fooling anyone. We don't have a tight end we're going to play action and rip it down the seam to somebody. Like we may get to some of that in 11 if we're spread out, but it's not like that's been a big part of what we're doing. If you feel like you just have to run it that way, you got to get someone in there that can block. I mean,
the core of the problem when it comes to the run game, I've been very tough on the tight ends, and rightfully so. That they're not getting it done in the run game, but neither is the O-line. Once again, it is a ooze off the ball and get in the way mentality along the offensive line. Why we do it that way, I have no clue. No clue. But it's been consistent for a while now. Ooze off the ball, no violence, no striking, and just get in the way. There's no movement. I mean, the only good runs, the runs that looked the best were when we just spread them out and it was a numbers advantage. Like, hey, we got 5 guys to block 5 guys. Here we go. Create some space naturally with the formations. We weren't blowing guys off the ball in those plays, but we were covering up and there was natural space. Why we didn't do more of that, I have no idea. But the offensive line, I don't even know if I don't even know if an OU offensive lineman took a defensive lineman from Texas to the ground in this game. Like a knockdown, like one where you went, dang, yes, that's what it looks like. I'm not sure I can recall one of those. And that is a very large problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. We are not physical along the offensive line. We do not play with violence along the offensive line. We do not displace anyone. That we get up to backers and it's like, okay, let's just try to get in his way, when the mentality should be, when you get the opportunity to block a backer, you should try to bury that dude because he weighs 60 pounds less than you. But no, we waddle up there and try to get in the way. It's a tough watch, man. It's a tough watch.
Yeah. Longest run of the day is 11 yards by Blaylock. He had 11 for 33, leading rusher. 30 carries for 48 yards overall. And I know a lot of those are Mateer just kind of scrambling for his life, but, Blaylock had the long of 11. Mateer had a run of 10, and that's it. Xavier Robinson had 3, long of 3. Jay Knott had a long of 2, and Burks got a carry for a yard.
Some people want to say, well, we had two big ones called back for holding. Tight ends at the point of attack in the play. Both of them. Kanik out in space, hold. Carson Kitt, one-on-one with Ethan Burke, hold. They're easy calls. Easy calls. You want to know what else is? Dude, it was a tough watch. And we'll get to Mateer. We'll get to all that. We'll go position by position like we always do. But the thing that was, like the run game, my expectations are very low for the run game. I think I've made that clear on here, right?
Yep.
So you have to be a detailed, just really crisp passing team when you can't run it, right?
Yep.
The spacing in our passing game stinks. Several times in big situations, you look up, there are receivers close enough to each other where if they stuck their arms out, they can hold hands. How that happens, I have no idea. Not stressing the defense at all, like guys stacked on top of each other with route combinations. And it was short routes, medium routes, deep routes. The spacing was just all off, man. And it doesn't help when you can't run it at all. I understand that. But at least in your passing concepts, you have to stretch the defense and stress them. You have to make them defend every blade of grass. You can't have wide receivers ending up within 2 or 3 yards of each other at the end of their routes. You're just helping them. I mean, critical third downs in this game. Game's still in the balance. Guys are right next to each other.
Yeah.
I'm not a passing game X's and O's wizard, but I know it's not supposed to be that way.
Right.
This was interesting. I was curious because third down didn't go particularly well, right?
No.
I went and looked at
the
it.
Total number was we were 6 of 17.
6 of 17. And if you go look at third down, and with the ones we got penalties on, I made it to third and longer distance if we got the penalty. But our average third down distance, if you go and add it up that way, was third and 9.8.
Tough business there. I don't care who you are.
Atrocious. I mean, it's as bad as it can be, man. I so you couldn't run it, which wasn't terribly surprising. The spacing in the passing game was not what it needed to be. You were in third and long, essentially all game long. But the thing that it bothers me the most about what I watched from the offense is just the lack of physicality and aggressiveness overall. Just where is the edge?
Yeah.
Where's the energy? Where's the edge? Across the board. I I mean, there is nothing more insulting to an offense than the way we handled the end of the first half. I don't know what that was. The lack of aggressiveness at the end of the first half is baffling to me. Your defense up to that point had been phenomenal. Awesome. Who cares if Texas gets the ball back against that defense? If they got to go 80 yards against that defense, so be it. Let's operate with some urgency.
Up to that point, Texas's offensive drives, 4 plays minus 1 yard, 3 plays 0 yards, 7 plays 21 yards with the missed field goal. I think that was off a turnover. And then they had a 12 play 75 yard field goal drive.
So why are we scared for them to get the ball back? Go win the game. You cannot play scared. You're in plus territory. And we just bleed the clock, and then we get to the just debacle at the end of the half. You end up having to burn the timeout. Just the clock management. The clock management is very, very bad. There's no doubt about it. But the mentality is worse. The lack of aggressiveness, the lack of confidence. What is that, man?
Yeah.
What is that? Better football team in the first half. Second half, we'll get to the second half disaster, but we were the better football team in the first half. So why, when you have a chance to go get points and be aggressive, do you go, no, we're scared of Texas getting the ball back? So let's bleed the clock and settle for a field goal? What is that, man? There's playing to win the game. I get that. And then there's whatever that was. That's playing scared. You got to be aggressive there, man. You got a chance to create separation. You got a chance to maybe go in the damn game right there with the way that your defense had been playing. And we just let the clock bleed. And then our quarterback throws it down the field and actually gives a wide receiver a chance to go make a play, and he speed turns and goes the other way. What Deion Burks is doing in that situation, I have no idea. Is it a bad throw from Mateer? It's not a great throw, but Deion Burks is running an over route. Mateer throws it right to where he's supposed to be. Giving him a chance against Malik Muhammad to go up and make a play. And as the ball is being thrown, Deion Burks speed turns and runs away from the football. I've never seen anything like it. It's insane. And we arm punt it at the end of the half and don't even get a field goal try. I've been yelling from the rooftops to just give some guys a chance to go make plays down the field. Mateer actually does for once. Throws it down there, and Burks looks like he's allergic to the ball. It's insane. I have no idea what he was thinking there. I've got no clue, man.
Yeah. And that's really the only time we even attempted to push it down the field, right? Did we have any other balls where we...
You mean, did we have any plays where John Mateer just looked one way and made the Texas safeties that react significantly to the quarterback's eyes, where he just looked him off one way and then just threw it down the sideline to see if a guy could go make a play. Are you asking if we had any of those types of plays?
Yeah.
The answer is no, not a single one. How that happens, I have no idea. It doesn't have to be so hard, man. Where do we go? What do we want to do here? Do we want to do the position breakdown? Mateer didn't play well.
Yeah.
Should he have played? I have no idea. You got to live with that decision. He's your star, big money quarterback. He says, I'm ready to go. He goes out there. He actually, like the ball, the way it looked coming out of his hand, looked fine. I went and looked at the interceptions. And one thing, I appreciate the toughness that John Mateer displayed getting back and playing in this game. I do. But if you're in between the lines, if you say you're ready to go, you got to play well in this game.
Yeah.
20 of 38 for 202 and 3 interceptions, ain't it? And it should have been 5 interceptions. Ran him quite a bit, so clearly they were comfortable with that.
Yeah.
But he wasn't nearly as effective. Couldn't really protect himself with his right hand. But you look at the interceptions, the first one is just a horrible, horrible decision. For whatever reason, he panics in the pocket. Pocket is fine. Pocket's clean. Is it the biggest, most comfortable pocket of all time? No, but it is a SEC conference game pocket.
Right.
He's staring at Kanik the whole way, and he just throws it. All nonchalant. No idea why he did that. He probably doesn't know either. Horrible decision. The interception before the half, everyone's saying, what are you doing, Mateer? Burks, what are you doing? You're running an over route. Keep going. I have no idea why he just speed turns and goes away from the football. I got no clue, man. Your quarterback's giving you a chance to go beat that dude and make a play.
Yeah.
And you make him look like a complete idiot. And now everyone's questioning the Arbuckle and Venables, and the game management was not good. But yeah, he would have been covered. I watch teams all across the country be able to make plays when they're covered over and over and over again.
Nonstop. Yep. It happens everywhere. Yeah, there
Go
was
make a
plenty
play,
of those
dude.
in the Florida game we watched leading into this one for Texas.
The third interception. It's 3rd and 12. It's the early fourth quarter. It's a 13-6 game. Isaiah Satania, you have to throttle down where he throws the ball or else you're going to get killed. He throws it where it should be. Interception. Now, ball shouldn't have gone there. He throws it where he should be if he's going to Satania. Jaron Kanik is wide open in the flat for an easy first down. And for whatever reason, we ignored the check down and those just easy throws the entire game. Texas was willing to give us some of it, and for whatever reason, we never took it.
Yep.
I don't know. But Mateer was not good. I mean, the first play of the second half, it could not be easier. Catch the ball. It's an easy 5 yards. He's got a couple options. Easy 5 yards. He holds it, throws it late. Should have been a pick six. That's when I was sitting over there going.
He pumped it at the same spot through it. Yeah. You can't, in this league against a defense like that, you cannot pump it to the same. You can't hitch and then throw it to the same spot. You just can't do it.
Some of the fourth downs late. Throw the ball, man. I don't care if it's 4th and 22. Throw the ball. It's 4th down. It's not any, it can't be any simpler than that. It's like, that's what I talk about. The details. You're in a terrible spot. It's fourth and forever. Throw the ball. I mean, do you have anything else on material? Like, I appreciate the toughness, but in a game where we needed him to be really good, he was anything but.
Yeah. Well, there are offenses where a quarterback can be banged up, not practice, mental rep it throughout the week, and then go out and play well on the weekend. I don't know how much he practiced. I don't know. But we are not detailed and consistent enough of an offense for a guy to be able to do that right now. I don't care who it is. I mean, you can't go out and play well without practicing all week whenever you don't have a running game. You talked about the spacing in some of the routes. I don't know if that's guys making the wrong reads on coverages and guys are ending up in the same place when they shouldn't. Whatever it is, like the details aren't there to be able to not practice and go out and perform well. It's just we're not at that level.
No doubt. Talk about the wide receivers. Giovanni Gibson, 1 for 17. He not really creating separation from what I see. I mean, the one play he had was the slant. Nice throw and catch. Not sure why we can't do that a little more. I don't know.
And I don't think he's going to be a big separation guy.
No.
He's he's the guy you throw up and go make a play whenever it, feels like the coverage is there. You got to put it in a spot where he can go try and make something happen.
Burks ends up with 5 for 64. A couple big plays like the over route early. I mean, they just cut him loose. But that's another great example. He catches an over route. There is no one there. And who gets him on the ground, Ted?
First guy.
First guy. Cannot happen. Once again, I watch it all over the country. These receivers, the first guy never gets them. Burks catches it wide open in space on an over route, and the first guy gets him. Can't happen. Now, that's why when he caught that hitch and spun out of it for a big game, I was like, oh, it happened. I was shocked. Yep. That has to happen more. I mean, it just has to happen more. But he's a dynamic player, but he does not produce the way that he should for whatever reason. The production that we need from him, it's just not there.
Yeah.
Satania ends up with 4 for 61. We talked through the little interception situation. I like us getting him the ball in the screen situations. Throwing it to him like in the middle of the offensive line on the screen is strange. I don't know why we keep doing that. It's a bizarre play, but I felt like there were opportunities to get him easy touches in space in this game, and we didn't really get to it for whatever reason. I don't know. Keontez Lewis, tough SOB for playing, man. That's 2 for 16. I don't really care. To hit that wall the way he did and then be out there the next Saturday. We're playing the same group of wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
Help me understand. Like, do we have anyone that is consistently like just winning and getting open?
No.
Maybe Satania, depending on the situations.
Yeah.
Elijah Thomas can't play a snap. Once again, I watched true freshmen all over the SEC, all over college football, out there making plays. Dynamic playmakers. All we've heard is Elijah Thomas may be one of the best athletes on the team, and he can't play one snap on offense. We can't get him a package of 8-10 plays. Hey, learn these, dude, and go be an athlete.
That's what he does. Do that? Every time I've seen him, it's I'm sure there's mistakes in there, but whenever he's out there, you go back to the spring, you go back to training camp. I mean, he is a downfield guy. Like that's what he does. He goes and finds the football.
Well, maybe that's why he doesn't play, because we're not a downfield team. There you go.
Right.
But it's like Jacob Jordan. The guy was our leading receiver a year ago. He gets open. Is he hurt? He plays on some special team stuff. Like, we need people that can get open. But neither of those guys are seeing the field. Maybe there's more. Like, Jermichael Carter got a couple snaps. But Elijah Thomas can't get anything. Jacob Jordan, a guy that we've seen time and time again just get open. Good, reliable hands.
To make tough catches when he's covered.
It's just something I was thinking about.
Yeah.
The details of route running, I don't know. It's just a little strange to me. We're playing these wide receivers so many snaps as if like we just got these game changers. Like we can't afford them not to be on the field. Like, I don't know. Maybe mix it up a little bit. I don't know. Just thinking out loud here. Running back.
That time.
Running back 11 for 33 for Blaylock. Biggest run was called back for a hold. I continue to like the way that guy plays. I think he's going to be just fine.
Well, whenever you were talking about like where's the edge, where's the effort, who's bringing the like, that's who I go to whenever you said that is the freshman.
The true freshman running back, without a doubt, on a snap-to-snap basis, is giving me more than anyone else. When you just watch it, like speed, violence, physicality, I'll never question that for Blaylock.
And has done it since day one, basically with a destroyed shoulder.
Jaden Ott. Having Jaden Ott block Anthony Hill in space on a speed sweep is one of the worst play designs I've ever seen. That was... Now, he's got to at least go get in the way. His reluctance to block anyone at all is wild.
Well, and that's been, I don't know what happens between the walls up there, and I don't, we don't know what happens at practice, but the limited times that he's got in, the feeling is, well, doesn't like to block, doesn't do a very good job blocking, hard to play the guy. So why would you make him the key blocker against the best linebacker in the country on one of the 3 snaps that he's in?
Once again, we don't know everything. But if someone came, hey, like this is what we're looking at here. This is what we're going to do. I would say you cannot do that. You cannot take arguably the worst blocker on our team and block their best player with it. It's not going to go well.
You've got a headhunter at running back that would love that snap.
Is he redshirting? Is Barnes redshirting?
I don't know.
It's the only thing that makes sense at this point. He's played in 4 games. The fact that Jaden Ott was on that field and Javonte Barnes wasn't is perplexing to me. And everyone that told me I was too hard on Ott last week against Kent State didn't hear from any of y'all after this one, huh?
Yeah.
I've seen enough of Ott. At the very least, I need you to play hard and be physical. That's it. That's the bare minimum at this level.
Low bar.
And he doesn't appear to be interested in either of those. But I know I'll get that from Javonte Barnes. So why is he not on the field? The only thing that makes sense to me is like, He's played 4 games.
Not on
He
the
at no
injury
point
report.
looked like a guy that was going in the game either. So I don't know.
No.
I'm just speculating. But it's the like, why would he not be playing? He's a veteran guy that may be the most physical player we have on this team on the offense. Didn't touch the field. We saw a little Xavier Robinson, though. 3 for 7. 2 for 2 in the passing, 2 for 12 in the passing game. Just not very dynamic, man. Didn't get a ton of touches. And just like we've said a lot of times about the running backs around here, like the first guy brings him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Tight end. Texas has a fleet of tight ends that would start for us. I watched them all in warmups. They got like 8 of them. How we are at where we're at, I do not know. I do not understand it. It makes no sense to me. Canick, 3 for 20. If you're going to have him on the field, you got to get him the ball some. If you're not going to throw him the ball, play 4 wide receivers. Did a good job on the split zone bluff play. Carson Kent, everyone's going to point out the holding call. But this is what I mean when I talk about the details. That play, we stole it from Bama with Milroe last year. It's that QB zone follow play, Ted, that they ran in short yardage last year. And Carson Kent is blocking as if like the ball's going to go inside. So where's the disconnect here? Because he should be, maybe make him think I go inside, and then I'm strong left hand, and I'm just walling him off. And he's like battling inside and gets ragdolled because Burke's like, the ball's going this way. I'm just going to ragdoll this guy real quick. He grabs all jersey. The block didn't even matter. If he doesn't hold him at all, same result on the play, which is frustrating. But how does he not know the ball's going there?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like the offensive execution, it's not, you don't have to be perfect, but like you got to know the details. You got to know where the ball's going.
Yeah, if you can't, I mean, especially like if you're going to be a position blocking guy, like you're not just going to maul people. Use the information that you have and the defensive player doesn't have. Use it against them.
Unless there is somehow there's a call that Mateer gives the back, like maybe they're supposed to be running the zone and he tells the back something and says, no, we're running this.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would ever do it that way. But maybe that's the only thing that makes sense. I don't know. I will give Carson Kent credit. That catch he had in the middle where he got broken in half. That's a heck of a catch. Nice catch.
But again, like this is something that we have said all the way back in the spring. Carson Kent his strength is as a receiving tight end. I mean, he's not going to be a guy that's going to do any type of damage on the line of scrimmage. That guy doesn't exist for us right now.
It's not Caden Helms. You know, you were hoping that he would emerge as a reliable guy at the point of attack, and it did not go particularly well in his few opportunities he had in this one. In those situations, just not giving much to you as a pass catching threat either. Just the speed is not there, you know what I mean? So offensive line. This is how I wrote it down in my notes. In football, on each play, you're typically the simplest way to view it as an O lineman is, hey, are you the hammer or the nail on that play? And they were the nail all game long. Texas just more physical, hands inside, throwing off, making plays. No movement, just finesse, position blocking. It's what we are as a group. Some finesse position blockers. Best looking stuff was, hey, just spread them out, create some space, run it into a 5-man box. I'll never understand why we just didn't do that over and over again and force them to adjust. Those should be the core plays moving forward. Spread them out. 5-man box zone, 5-man box duo. See if you can run it into the light box. Pass protection was actually pretty decent. Was it as good as you want it to be? No, but you're playing against really good players. You're going to have some plays, some situations where it's leaky. And but I thought overall the pass protection was decent. Just some individual notes real quick. Michael Fasusi, he has got to learn to hop until he gets bigger and stronger, because he is not strong enough to just power walk down bull rushes from good players. There are a couple of very, very rough clips for him in this game. Stumbling backwards into John Mateer's lap. Colin Simmons went speed to power and just took him straight backwards. You got to learn to hop. Mm-hmm. You also got to change your set. Like, his set is the same no matter what. It comes back to details. Do we know when it's quick game?
Should.
We should. Then why am I never seeing anyone jump set anyone ever? All the protections can't be the same. All the sets can't be the same. You are putting yourself at a disadvantage if you do it that way. If it's quick game, if we're running hitches on the first play of the game, why is my left tackle vertical setting and getting pushed into the quarterback? Stumbling backwards into the quarterback. Why is he not jump setting? It's quick game. Details, man. Details. Yeah, here's another one. 3rd and 21. Not where you want to be, right?
Right.
10-19 to go in the game. Caden Helms chips Cole Vosick, number 92. First of all, you don't need to chip him. He's not any good. But that's beside the point. He does chip him. Fasusi doesn't know he's chipping him. He sets like he normally would. Helms chips him, knocks him inside. Fasusi's going, what? He tries to recover. It spooks Mateer. He panics. He escapes. He gets blasted because he escapes to the left to unblocked players and almost throws another interception because of it. If we're chipping, left tackle needs to know. If we're chipping, what do, Ted? You set for the chip. Mm-hmm. You set inside. You don't fly out like your normal set, because you're anticipating the tight end chipping him and collisioning him inside. But apparently, we don't talk. We don't communicate. We don't care about details. We like our quarterback to get spooked and escape the pocket for no reason against a bad player. It's just that one play is kind of the game in a nutshell offensively. Huge moment in the game. Got to have it play way behind the chains. Just a lack of attention to detail, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm with you.
Oh, and by the way, he throws it. Guess where the 2 wide receivers are? They're right next to each other.
Bringing every defender into the same area.
It's just it's literally everything in this game wrapped up in one. Need Logan Howland back. He didn't even make the trip. Not a good sign. Luke Buklenko, you know what, man? Came in, and honestly, for my expectations for him, I thought he played well. It was not a complete disaster. It was not great, but He's not going to give you a lot in the running game. He struggles in pass protection, but like he went out there and battled. And I thought, at the very least, I thought he played hard, which I can appreciate. But this is just the truth. If Simmons has to miss significant time, we're in trouble, man.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. Better know when the chips come. We're going to be using a lot of them at that right tackle spot, especially this week.
Yeah. Number 6 can get it done a little bit. Dylan Stewart.
6 can get it done, and he may not be the edge guy I'm most concerned about with South Carolina. 46 he is taking it to another level, brother. And he can go speed to power, quick inside move. Like he's got quite the tool belt.
Yeah.
So if it is Buklenko, then hey man, you gotta step up. That's why they brought you here. But not a great situation. Heath Ozida, he's a big, powerful guy. There's just too much position blocking across the board. In the snaps where he really got himself in trouble in this game, it's his eyes. He's unsure of where he's looking, or he's got him in the wrong place. He needs to be better at climbing to the second level. There's times where it's like he comes through the initial line and he like turns and looks backwards. And almost there's a couple where he like almost tries to work backwards into the defensive lineman. Dude, you have to trust the other guy to do his job. Go block a guy on the second level. What are we doing? There were a couple really encouraging clips from Ozida in this game. Like the best looking combination of the entire game is Heath Ozida and Michael Fasusi on that 12 personnel stretch play. They just take the D in for a ride, man. Mm-hmm. Now Helms is 3 yards in the backfield, hitting Blaylock on the play. But that doesn't take away the fact that that's encouraging for me to see. He needs to continue to get better. He needs to improve his situational awareness and pass protection. He's got to be better with his eyes, but he's got to continue to get better. He's got to be more detailed and get better. Jake Michaela, a couple snap issues in this game. Had one that was a little off the body for material. When the guy's got a bad thumb, dude, you got to put it right on him. You got to put it on him. That was, another panic-inducing play. There was one where they didn't jump and he snaps it. Now, it didn't end up hurting us, but you can't make that mistake as a center. You got to know the guy's offsides. I don't have high expectations for what Michael does in the run game. He's a cover you up type of guy. He is doing some things. They've got him high legging and some of the zone stuff to front side backers. It makes no sense. I don't know why they're doing it, especially with the way that he is as a player. He needs to turn, open, run on an angle, and play with momentum in the run game. It's clear. I don't know why they're not doing that. Pass pro was solid again. He had a few snaps where, hey, okay, it's a little leaky. He's getting pulled. He's getting edged. You're playing good players. It happens. Yeah. Not going to bat 1,000 in pass protection against Texas. But ultimately, just not giving you a ton in the run game. Continues to be very solid in pass protection. Fabechi Wiwu, I thought he was really good in pass protection. I am discouraged by his lack of push in the run game after what we saw from him earlier in the year. Just like everyone, he's kind of just stalemating. Just a stalemating group we got.
And the stalemating stuff, is that personnel driven or is that scheme driven?
I think it's scheme driven.
Yeah.
But remember, Outside zone's
Everything
my
is
favorite play in football.
well. I mean, like with Ozida and Fasusi, like Ozaida's a big, powerful guy. Get him moving. Get him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I believe
Yeah,
in football. But hey, we want to come out in the second half and run inside zone read. Let our tight end get tossed aside. I, Derek Simmons, him going down was a big deal.
yeah,
And it was weird. It's like happened so late. Like 99 just kind of stumbles and falls into his leg late. And he was undoubtedly our best offensive lineman. He played 21 snaps. He was the best guy we had. Physical, most consistent, solid in pass protection. I've talked about that 12 personnel stretch play. We ran a lot, huh?
yeah,
That's the play he got hurt on.
yeah.
So I don't know what else to say, dude. Oh, one positive thing. It's been very negative, and it should be. The offense was the reason OU lost the football game. The short yardage play with Jaden Jackson was awesome. That was sweet.
Yeah,
That was awesome. Cool. I went crazy on the sideline. But the only problem, I was the only person going crazy and fired up about it for some reason.
When you got two D line out there, everyone should be like piled around the sideline, waiting to see what happens on a.
That was one thing. At halftime of OU Texas, I always go up the ramp, just kind of cool down, get out of the frenzy, and Texas comes down the ramp. They got a boom box going, Ted. Lil Boosie. Now that's an old song that came out, I think, when I was in high school. Guys, can we find a new one? But set it off. They're dancing. They're bouncing down the ramp. And we're just kind of walking, no one saying a word. And in my head, I was like, oh, maybe it's just focus. But that is abnormal for that game, right?
Yeah.
So people want to say what happened at halftime. I don't know.
Yeah.
One team had the juice in the second half, and one team did not.
That's right.
That was a lot, man. But we got a championship level defense.
Yeah.
And we got an offense that, in my opinion, we now have a 6-game sample size, right? And you've played 3 good teams. And you have to adjust what you're doing. You can't keep asking guys that can't get it done to have like key pivotal blocks in the run game. You just can't do it. So and if you ask him to do it again against South Carolina, you're going to get the same result, man. I think South Carolina's better at the edge position than Texas,
especially against those type of plays.
So, I don't know, you got anything offensively that stood out to you?
Well, I just, I think it goes like the main overall thing, and it's not just a this year situation. I think it goes back a couple of years, but it definitely stands out this year. We got to get away from like running our system, and we have to start looking at like who we actually are and where our players are having some success, and start playing to that. Like, wad up what you wanted the system to be this year and throw it in the trash and go do what can have some success. Like, there's some matchups that are just not going to be good for us the rest of the way out. It's going to get worse before it gets better with those matchups. So, like, we've got to pick up the details, like all the stuff that you talked about. Whenever personnel wise, you can't just get up there and maul people. You have to be detail oriented, and it's not happening right now. And we got to start giving some more guys opportunities. Like you talked about Elijah Thomas, and who knows what's going on in the backfield with the rotation, but like we have to start setting up some of our guys for success in what they can and can't do. And I don't know. That's Mateer's got to play better. Hopefully, he's able to practice and get better and get detailed and get on the same page with some guys, but we're going to have a lot more, or we're going to be hanging on for dear life in every game.
Let's get to call your shot. We asked you guys, what was the number one thing? What was your number one takeaway from OU's loss to Texas? This first one comes from Steven Adams, who says the team doesn't generate explosive plays. We lost in this area 4-0 yesterday. Offensively, I'm watching other games. Players are running through space for big yardage gains, and we can't seem to create them. The two biggest plays are called back for holding because of poor blocking technique by the tight ends.
Yeah.
We have an explosive play problem.
Yes. And to your point earlier, and we've said this a lot, you can go flip on any random game anywhere in the country. And I'm not going to say that it's all over the place, but guys are making people miss, hitting open crossers, gashing people in the run game. It's there. It's, we're not getting it done.
This other one comes
part of its personnel, part of its scheme.
When you can't run the ball, it's hard to get the coverages you want to throw it down the field. It's just the truth.
Yep.
Chase Phillips says, with Mateer not practicing for 2 weeks and him not being at pre-injury level of play, then Hawkins should have started. I'm sure that's something Venables would get asked about. Does it go differently if Michael Hawkins Jr. plays in the game? Yeah, it goes differently. I don't know if that's a good differently or a bad differently. Right. I don't think it would have gone much worse offensively. I think we would have been able to use him more comfortable, use him more in the running game. That maybe opens some things up, but
the underlying issues are still the same.
Correct. That's the way I don't know. I don't know if it would have made that big of a difference. Like if you can't run it, you can't run it. Now maybe Hawkins' speed on the outside, like he rips off a big one on the split zone bluff play. Yeah. Maybe that happens. I don't know. Maybe all the QB draws that were a complete disaster for Mateer, like maybe he finds a crease in one of those and makes a big run out of it. Doubtful. Nothing against Hawkins, just that play looked horrible. Apparently we can't adjust to blocking 4 down odd spacing and run QB draw. We're incapable of it, apparently. It just all gets collapsed down and we just build a wall to where our quarterback has nowhere to go. That's what we're going with. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's something that in the back of these guys' mind, like, hey, would it have gone a little differently with Hawk at quarterback? But you make the decision that it's Mateer and you live with it. That's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Yeah. No, that's always going to be a question, you can't, it's easy to beg for him to play the whole time. And then when he plays, say, we shouldn't have played him. It's easy to do that.
Don't you think? And I don't know. I'm not to talk to anyone on the staff about this, but I think it's fair to wonder, like, if Hawkins would have looked better against Kent State, do they take a different course of action here?
Maybe.
Because now you kind of had this out if you were OU, where And Steve Sarkisian even said it after the game. He's like, I'm glad Mateer played because I'm glad I don't have to sit up here and answer, well, what if Mateer would have played?
Right.
Oh, you had a chance to do that, like not play him. And some people even thought that would maybe be the smart maneuver to where you had that talking point, but you played him and it didn't go well. So you don't have it. It is what
Well,
it is.
maybe it went so poorly that the talking point is the same, you know?
It's like he's hurt. He's still hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I hate that I hate that I hate that storyline whenever like all the underlying issues are still the exact same.
Yeah.
The details aren't there, the run game isn't there, the the lack of ability to push it down the field, like all of those things are still the exact same. Your offensive line problems are the same, your problems at tight end are the same. We don't know what we're doing at what we're going to do at running back. All of that is still the same, which is the core issue that you're having on offense. Like, would Mike Hawkins been able to break a couple of more in the running game? Perhaps, but like to sit here and say that that would have been the difference in the game, I just can't get there.
You mentioned all the issues offensively. You didn't touch on the number one issue in my mind. Where is the effort?
Yeah.
Where are the guys flying around when I turn the film on, man?
Well, to that, I mean,
It's not there. It's not. Where's the attitude? Where's the edge? That's what this program was built on.
it's kind of hard to do that whenever like the way you've designed the run game kind of limits your ability to do that, you know?
I when I like to think that when I turn it on, I know what it looks like. I know what it's supposed to look like from an attitude and an effort standpoint. And that's my biggest concern right now is this offense does not have an edge to it at all.
Yeah.
And Mateer was like he was that edge, you know?
Yep.
And he didn't have that in this game. And it's completely understandable. He's playing 17 days after he got his thumb fixed.
But that's where you say, hey, our quarterback's playing 17 days after he had his thumb fixed. Let's pick it up for him.
And that's not what we saw.
Yeah.
It's disappointing, man.
I'm with you.
Another full year of Texas fans getting to brag.
Yep.
Awesome. Great. Let's recap some of the other games of week 7 of college football. But first,
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. SchwabMeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
and head to the garage for hand smash patties, butter toasted buns, and ice cold beer. My go-to is the double bison cheeseburger. It's so good. The garage is the perfect spot to watch any big game, and you can enjoy Rad Hour every day. Enjoy discounted domestic beers, house wines, draft cocktails, and frozen cocktails Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Visit eatatthegarage.com to find a location near you or order online from the garage in your neighborhood.
Insurica has launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
All right, time to recap the best games of week 7 of college football. Let's start in Columbia, Ted. We were hoping we'd get a good one, and we got a good one between Alabama and Missouri. Bama wins it another big road win for the Tide. They win at 27-24, and Ty Simpson's very good.
Yeah, he is. He gets it done for him, man. And he's been ripping it in the passing game, but I've been impressed with what he offers athletically too. He's not just a pocket quarterback. Like he gets out on the run, he makes some plays, he picks up some critical first downs in the run game. He's a problem.
He is, I think, the best I've seen this year in college football in the red zone. I think that's where he's like the biggest weapon. He will absolutely rip it in the red zone with no hesitation.
Yeah.
Like a couple of those throws to Horton early in the game, you're just like, dang, it's 3rd and 12. And he says, all right, woo, touchdown. 14-7 tied. And you're just like, whoa. He is that I think that everyone's starting to talk about how he's manipulating defenses with his eyes, and that stuff is happening, but his execution down in that area of the field when things condense may be the most impressive thing about him.
Yep, I agree. Details. Red zone's all about details, man. Details, put the ball where it needs to go quickly, efficiently, with some zip on it. Everything's condensed. Yeah, that's if you're going to be good, being good in the red zone is probably area number one you'd pick.
Bama, they do a great job. Like it felt when Missouri stripped Simpson right out of the half and they went and scored to make it 17-17, like it felt like it was shifting to Missouri.
Yeah.
Place was going crazy, but Alabama, they do a really good job of answering. And I know that the talk of Bama right now is the offense. Ty Simpson and this offense and those wide receivers, but when they needed to get stops in the fourth quarter defensively, Missouri gets 4 possessions in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Now they had a touchdown drive. The other 3, turnover on downs, 2 interceptions. None bigger, clearly, than the interception that put the game away. So even though we're talking about Bama's offense and how good they are, Bama's defense, like when they needed to be good in that fourth quarter on the road, they made plays. Now, Prabula helped them. A little miscommunication there. But those were huge stops, like game-changing stops.
Yeah, and they got diced early in the run game and got better as they went on and ended up doing a pretty good job. I mean, they did a good job limiting the best run game in the SEC. I think they were close to 300 yards a game or something. And you talk about who the opponents were, but they have a system and they are good at it with a physical couple of backs that run that stretch play for them and do a really good job. And Alabama they got hit in the mouth early and regrouped.
Ahmad Hardy, leading rusher in the country, ends up with 52 yards.
Pretty daggum good, especially doing that when you're on the road.
Do we want to talk about the butterfly effect playing this game?
You have to.
You and I were going crazy watching it together. So Mizzou goes right down the field and scores. Just an incredible opening drive. Prabula looks like the best quarterback on the planet. Now, what number 1 for Bama was doing playing the ball on to Norfleet, he's out of bounds. I don't know what that guy's doing. But Bama gets the ball. That place, I mean, Columbia is breathing fire. Place is rolling. 3 and out. But drive gets extended. Zion Young, taunting penalty.
Brutal.
Senior. Did he stand over him for very long? No. Could the ref have let it go? Yes. Can you give the ref the opportunity to throw that flag if you're Zion Young? Absolutely not. You know that guy is thinking about it right now.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. If he's not, that's a problem.
So instead of 3 and out, place is energized. Mizzou's offense probably getting the ball around midfield. Bama retains possession because of the taunting penalty. Go right down the field. 7-7.
Yeah, once you let that momentum like escape in a situation like that, it's hard to reel it back in. Because on defense, you're like, everyone's going crazy. We're off the field, and then oh, penalty. What happened? And it's hard to regroup, man.
I don't feel really any differently about either of these teams after what I watched in this game.
Agree.
Think they're both really good. Think they both are legit SEC title contenders and think they're both college football playoff caliber teams.
Yep.
Good game.
I do have a comment. If you've got a massive construction zone on one end of the field, why don't you put the cameras in that end zone? The whole game, anytime they showed an end zone shot, it looks like nobody's there. It looks like they're playing in an empty stadium.
I could not stop looking at that excavator in the right corner.
It looked like a Tonka toy sitting in the end zone. And it just with the bright like the concrete gray and the bright yellow, all you could do is just stare at the excavator.
It was a huge game, but it just felt very weird that it was in the middle of a construction site. And people were to talk about the Vandy Bama game a year ago, similar situation at Vandy. No. That wasn't a ranked, highly anticipated, big time matchup like this one. And every time they showed the sky cam, you just saw the end zone construction, and it was just like, this feels weird. This
It
feels
looked like
off.
they were playing at a high school field and they're adding on to the annex for the high school in the end zone or something.
That's how it felt. Did you have this one in your battle bets?
I did not.
Well,
I would have gone the other way.
maybe JT Sappington did because he won our first week
Nice.
of the Battle Bets League. They'll be in touch, JT. Don't worry. And if you didn't compete this week, no worries. You can still go to battlebets.app/OKBreakdown and join our league. And you can compete against us and all the other listeners in it. Reminder, it is free. You're making college football bets with fake money, fake bets, fake money, with the possibility to win $250 of real money if you are a weekly winner, and $500 of real money to the leader of the league at the end of week 11 of college football. So go to battlebets.app/OKBreakdown, download the free BattleBets app, and come compete in the Oklahoma Breakdown League, where I currently sit at 201st. I've got him right where I want him, Ted. Sitting at 201. I'm lurking in the shadows, baby.
Congrats to JT. He's ahead of the game for that $500 coming in week 11. Nicely done.
Indiana, Oregon. Whoa. The Hoosiers go to Autzen and get after the Ducks. 30-20. And this is the best win of the college football season.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was the list is getting shorter and shorter of, who you think is the best team in the country. I mean, now are we down to two, Ohio State and Miami? I don't know, but Oregon felt like they were one of those totally complete teams. Indiana, you like Indiana, but it's just so hard to get there with them that they could go across the country into, number 3 Oregon at the time, who's coming, has performed well and feels like they've got it going on both sides of the ball. Ton of playmakers. Felt like that place was going to be crazy with the top 10 matchup. They get it done. I mean, and Cignetti's all fired up over there, going crazy on the sideline, ripping his team, ripping the officials. Awesome. Big time.
Everyone's going to talk about Indiana's offense, and rightfully so, man. Fernando Mendoza is fantastic.
Hello,
Now, he made one
Heisman list.
Oh, yeah. He's going right to the top of that bad boy. Now, he made one bad mistake in this game, threw a bad interception. But other than that, that dude plays on time and he gives Cooper and Surratt opportunities to go make plays. And those guys win over and over and over again.
You got to get used to it. It's like you can't just, one time every couple of games do that. Like it's something that you got to get belief in and you get some consistency there where you trust those guys and you continue to, because those defensive backs, like when they see it on film and they know the coverage is good, the panic is still there. They never know if you can never sleep and feel like the ball's not coming. Yeah, I'm in a good spot. They're not going to put the ball here. They're going to test you whether you're there or you're a step behind.
And the offense, it's not just the RPO stuff, man. Like Roman Hemby in that run game, zone, gap scheme. I mean, dude, they got into jumbo on the goal line and they mushed Oregon. They took every duck into the end zone.
Yep.
It is a physical team that's also explosive. And as impressive as the offense was, dude, I was even more impressed with the defense. That defensive line got after Oregon's offensive lines behind.
Yep.
And Dante Moore it looked like he was very uncomfortable a lot of the time in the passing game.
Yep. 2 interceptions. Couldn't get the run game going. They had 30 carries for just the 81 yards, and they've been a machine in the running game, Oregon has.
It is the first top 5 win for Indiana since 1967.
Woo.
Ted, I said it when we previewed this game. Now, I thought Oregon was going to win. Hand up. But the narratives coming out of this thing, if Indiana would, we said they'd be very interesting. Mendoza, Heisman Trophy. Is Indiana the best team in the Big Ten? AP Top 25 came out. They're number 3 in the country. If you're number 3 in the country, people think you can win a national title. So we have to have a very real conversation about Indiana being a title contender. And then there's the Kurt Signetti piece of it. That man talks his talk, he walks his walk, and he just might be the best coach in the country.
Yeah. Well, just a quick scan of Indiana's schedule the rest of the way out. Next up, Michigan State, 0-3 in conference play. Then UCLA. Hey, look out for UCLA all of a sudden, right? That team is having some fun out there.
Just needed a new Heisel calling plays.
But then they're at Maryland, who's 1-2 in conference. At Penn State, we'll get to this, 0-3 in conference. Wisconsin, 0-3 in conference. At Purdue, 0-3 in conference play. I mean, Indiana is staring down the gun barrel of an undefeated regular season.
Wow. They're good.
They're good.
I mean, that offense looks good. Their backers, I can only imagine how giddy you were watching those backers, all 3 of them.
Yep.
Making play after play after play. I mean, Indiana's got a legit team, brother.
They do, and you see this from time to time, and maybe you see it all of the time, but this is one of those great examples of a team's identity and mentality matches their head coach. No F's given. We're going in and we're beating everyone. We're doing it with attitude. We're playing fast. We're playing physical. We're doing it with juice. And that's how they look on the field.
They're explosive, man. Break lots of tackles, good screen game. Mendoza throws about as good of a back shoulder ball as you're going to find in college football. I mentioned it, Cooper and Surratt, those dudes go make plays. Mendoza can also run. Like, They attack you in a variety of ways offensively, and then they are physical in the box on defense.
Currently, they are the number 8 offense in the country, 502 yards a game. Points per game, they are number 4, 44.8 points per game. On defense, total defense, number 4. Top 10 offense, top 10 or top 5 defense currently for Indiana. And methinks those numbers about to get better.
They're going to the playoff. Like at this point, like
lock it up.
I'll be shocked if they don't.
Same.
And it's kind of crazy to think UCLA may be their biggest test the rest of the regular season.
I know.
The about face that program has done in 2 weeks, it needs to be studied.
Oh my gosh.
All right, last game to break down. Florida went to Texas A&M, and this one went about the way I thought it would. Texas A&M handled business.
Yep.
34-17. Now, if you watch the first quarter of this game, you were looking at that Florida offense going, Texas A&M ain't stopping them.
Yep. We got a shootout about to happen.
That's how it looked in that first quarter, back and forth. Both offenses just executing an extremely high level. All kinds of competitive catches being made by both teams. And then the final 3 quarters, pretty much all A&M.
Yep.
That offensive line for A&M is one of the best units in the country, and that gives them the balance they need, and it sets Marcel Reed up for success. Like, is he the most polished pocket passer you're going to see? No. But when he's comfortable, man, I like the fact that he takes the risks that he takes with the ball.
Yeah.
But what they run it for, like 183, 185. And because they run it so efficiently with Moss and Owens and how Reed factors in the run game, like their play action stuff, Reed's got a lot of time.
Yep. In
their extended play action stuff. And that allows him to just launch some deep balls. So he's getting it. It feels like it's still not where you want it to be, but like he's getting better as a passer, getting more comfortable.
And it helps whenever your defense is as good as they are. Their defensive line can get it done. Cassius Howe, 8 sacks now. I think he's got 4 in their last 2 games. He's playing great. They're super physical and athletic up front, both on the interior and on the edge. They got it rolling. They're playing some good ball right now. And they've got an amazing home field advantage, despite everyone making fun of they're a cult and all those things. Well, the cult shows up every damn weekend and makes that one of maybe the toughest place to play in college football when you combine 100,000+ in the defense that they play with.
Do we need to become more cultish?
Sure.
Just people are wondering, like, clearly, but you're right. They bring it, from what I can tell from the couch, like they bring it every game. Yep. Now, clearly this was a big one. I'm still torn on whether I like the throwbacks or not. It was like a crimson and cream type of look. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of sweet. And then it was A&M. I kept oscillating back and forth between like, oh, I hate it. Oh, I kind of love it.
It's like, you have the throwback deal, which, it is what it is, but it's like, it's too branded, it's a throwback, but whenever you instantly see the jersey, you know what brand it is. Does that make sense? Like,
do you mean branded as like that's Adidas? Gross?
Yes.
Or okay, yeah.
I mean, it's a throwback, but you instantly say it's Adidas, though. Like,
which is not a good thing.
We have to do the throwback, but there has to be this big Adidas spin on it, which, whatever you think of Adidas, I don't really care. But like, for example, our throwback, like it looks like a cool throwback. The last thing you think of is like, who makes it? but theirs is like instantly you have to know who makes it. Whatever. Small complaint, but it is what it is.
The skinny A&M too, I wasn't a huge fan of. I don't know. They played well in them, so that's all that really matters, I suppose.
Now, the interesting thing is they just had 3 home games in a row. They beat Auburn in that close one, got Mississippi State, and then knocked off Florida. They got 3 road games in a row now. Arkansas, who, hey, played Tennessee pretty tough, at LSU, at Missouri. Um, I, they'll handle Arkansas, but at LSU and at Missouri, those are going to be some tough road games for them.
They're 6-0 for the first time since 2016. And it kind of validates how upset we were when they hired Mike Elko.
Yeah.
We were not pleased because he's a ball coach. We were like, dang it.
That's what I was very emphatic to the people that kept saying they're going to fire Jimbo and laughing that they fired Jimbo. Be careful what you wish for.
And they're rolling. Now,
yep.
I would not be surprised if our buddy Josh Pate makes this the Sarah McLachlan special on his show this week. Florida's offense. You mentioned, hey, Texas A&M, they were a little shaky defensively to start the season, but they've really settled in.
Yep.
And you mentioned Cassius Howell. Austin Barber, Florida's left tackle, is going to want to delete that off the servers. I mean, he got, and it wasn't just Howell that got after him. It was rough one for at the left tackle spot for Florida in this game. But here's Florida's drives the second through fourth quarter. Remember, they had 2 touchdown drives in the first quarter. They were humming. But here we go. Second through fourth. 3 and out, 5 and out, 6 and out, 5 and out, fumble. 9-play field goal drive.
Nicely done, guys.
5 and out, turnover on down, fumble, 6 plays, game over.
That's shutdown. That's putting the clamps on somebody whenever you need to. Nice.
Impressive. Texas A&M's a really good football team. I think this is the best way to put it. When I watch A&M, and yeah, Marcel Reed had a bad interception in the end zone in this game where I went, that's not great. You know, you don't want your quarterback making that type of throw. But when I watch A&M, I don't see a glaring weakness for them.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't see anything I can point to and go, oh, that is a huge problem area. That's a huge problem area that an opponent is going to exploit. And they're good. Like, that's going to be a problem. That's going to lose them a game down the line. I don't see anything like that with the Aggies.
Well, and what makes up for some of their inconsistency and maybe Marcel Reed, they don't operate like a well-oiled machine at all times, is the big play capabilities. What, like the 67, 70-yard touchdown pass? Like, there's always a threat of that, either in the deep passing game or Reed pulling it down and doing something explosive in the run game, or just the traditional run. Like, at any moment, you feel like they can rip off something really big.
Even the screen game, like just the quick screen game out to Concepcion and Craver.
Dudes at wide out.
Dude, they've got an argument to have the best 1-2 in the country with those 2 guys. Like, those guys are playmakers. There's a play in this game where, I mean, Craver is technically double covered, but he runs by both of them, corner and safety, and Marcel Reed throws it up to him, and they connect. Like, he's got time in the pocket, and he just launches it. He's like, that guy's faster than those guys, and he was correct.
A lot of that going around.
Must be nice. All right, let's finish up with our winners and losers of the weekend. But first, for all of us Sooners, there comes a time when we need help. We need someone to fight for us, and that Sooner is Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. If you are battling cancer or any other life-threatening condition and your insurance carrier is either slow playing or outright denying your treatment, use the law to get the medical care you need. Marr Law Firm believes you shouldn't have to fight your insurance company while also fighting for your life. Go to see Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. They turn victims of insurance bad faith into champions. And 3 things matter in banking: service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise, it's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go.
Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School represents a tradition of educational excellence in Oklahoma City. Grounded in a faith-based education, Bishop McGuinness offers a college prep curriculum that includes 26 AP courses, participation in OSSAA athletics, and numerous clubs and organizations for students to join and grow. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear out there. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code TED. Buttery soft and 10% off. As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
Northwestern?
Dude. What?
No big deal. Just go in and beat Penn State at their place. And not fluky, right? They had some really impressive drives. I mean, I would say a fourth quarter go ahead 12 play 75-yard touchdown drive in 6 minutes whenever you're down on the road that's not a fluky thing, right? And they muffed a punt deep in their own territory that resulted in a touchdown.
And they got a punt blocked.
Got a punt blocked. The offense for Penn State was stuck in the mud. I mean, for example, the muffed punt where they got it on the 12 or the 26 in Northwestern territory, it took Penn State 9 plays to go 26 yards in 4 minutes and 20 seconds to punch one into the end zone. So Penn State was not operating very well there. And then what does Northwestern do? Well, they get the ball, they go 12 plays, 60 yards in like a minute and 15 to get a field goal before half. And then come out of the gate, 6 plays and punt for Penn State. 6 plays and punt for Penn State. They do get a touchdown, have an explosive play in there. They go 91 in 6 plays, but they give up the go-ahead touchdown, and here it is. Here's your chance to go win the game, and Northwestern shuts them down. They've got a 4-and-out turnover on downs, and it's like a 3rd and 4. Drew Aller tries to run it, gets smoked, and they lose him for the rest of the season, which you hate to see. And then the poor backup quarterback, hey, it's 4th down in the football game. You've got to come in cold off the sideline to try and go win it for us. Not a position you want to be in.
Takes the snap, doesn't throw it, takes off and runs, and gets smacked. What's his name, like Grunkmeyer or something like that?
The most Penn State quarterback name of all time. But even then, credit Northwestern. They get the ball and they 4-minute offense Penn State and just run out the clock. 4-yard run, 3-yard run, 5-yard run, 1-yard run, 17-yard run, and then nil it out. James Franklin got the Fire Franklin in the first half chant.
And it wasn't quiet either.
No.
It was a loud one. And that was before they knew they were going to lose.
No.
It was one of those games where I was like, oh, they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose. Oh, my gosh, they're going to lose.
And then it was they lost. And to see Franklin standing there after the game, just kind of taking it all in, it almost looked like he would have done that if they would have got a win on the road or something, but it's almost like he knew what was coming. and we'll see what happens.
That
But they've
was
lost three straight, 0-3 in conference play, and Penn State has not beaten a Power Four team this year.
it's crazy. I mean, this was a team that a lot of people picked to win the national championship this year. And they are 3-3. And watch out, buddy. They're going to Iowa to play at Kinnick at night this Saturday.
Uh, they go to Iowa, to Ohio State, and then Indiana at home are their next three.
Are they going to make a bowl game?
Uh, maybe they got at Michigan State. I mean, can you? Where's the win? At Michigan State, Nebraska, at Rutgers are their final three. I mean,
You feel good about 5 wins.
well, I don't feel good about any wins, frankly. Like when things fall apart like this, and who knows what the fallout is going to be, you can lose a football team really quickly. So, Aller's gone; he's done for the season. Strap up, Grunkmeyer. Here it comes. I don't know anything about the kid. So,
Well, we'll see if he can play because he got destroyed on that one play. He may be in like concussion protocol. I mean, he got absolutely smashed on the last play of the game.
oh my gosh.
I
Well, maybe it's another guy with the most Penn State name ever, Kritzka at quarterback, or Jack Lambert at quarterback. I
I
mean,
it has completely come off the rails. And that's not to take away anything from David Braun and that Northwestern team. Like they went and
right.
won it. They made mistakes and still were able to overcome those mistakes and go win in that environment. Like that's not easy to do.
And you lose to a really good Oregon team in a really tough, hard-fought game, overtime game. I mean, whatever. Franklin can't win the big game. I know that was the narrative coming out of that one, but I mean, at no point did you think that they were going to go back to back and lose to a winless, well, in conference anyways, winless UCLA and Northwestern.
Brutal.
Brutal.
I needed that to remind me that maybe the loss, being 5-1 with coming off the loss to Texas, maybe not the worst thing in the world. Could be worse.
Not the worst thing in the world.
All right. Who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I had to go with Auburn, um, which was for a good portion of the game, a really good football game. But, the fumble on the goal line, it just, was it a good call? Was it a bad call? People may have different opinions on that. We'll be expecting the statement released by Auburn at some point this week on what they thought of the call. But it turned at that point and they just couldn't regain it. Oh, what I saw was a team that knows how to go win tough football games and do it with details, do it with toughness, execution, and a team that just, doesn't have that go win it type of mentality right now. They don't have that type of experience, and Georgia outclassed them in the second half.
Did you think it was a touchdown or a fumble?
I think it was a fumble.
It kind of looked like when Jackson Arnold was jumping, the ball started moving. That's kind of how I saw it.
Yeah.
But I assume that's not how a lot of Auburn fans see it.
You're right.
There's probably a lot of Auburn fans going, why does the SEC hate us?
I get it. Just hang on to the football, though.
Yes, correct. Easy way to do it.
Just hang on to the football. Like,
And
you make your own luck right there in that situation.
Auburn, that was to go up 17-0, right? In that first half?
Either 17-0 or 17-3. I think it may have been 17-0.
I think that was to go up 17-0.
Yeah.
And is it over at that point? Maybe, but that was one of the crazier games I've ever watched when it comes to like Auburn completely dominated the first half. That defense was flying around, hitting. Georgia couldn't do anything offensively.
Georgia first half play chart, 6 plays punt, uh, missed field goal. What happened there? 0 plays, missed zero. Maybe that's just a mistake
The
there on,
ESPN app's a little
yeah.
jacked up with the play-by-play stuff this
But
season.
didn't they go 3 and out, 3 and out, and then a 12 play drive field goal to end the half and to make it 10-3 for Georgia? So they finally got a little momentum into halftime with the field goal drive, and that was after the fumble, so they go 88 yards after the fumble and from their own goal line to get some momentum. And then, you could feel them start to separate and Auburn's offense gets stuck in the mud. It's like you totally flipped the scenarios in the second half. I mean, turnover on downs, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, turnover on downs in the second half for Auburn.
It's a great reminder that when you got a team on the ropes, you got a chance to deliver what maybe could be a knockout blow, dude. You got to deliver it.
That's right.
Can't fumble it away, literally or figuratively. In this case, literally.
Right.
But Hugh Freeze has to just be. He's got to be sitting over there on the sideline going, "I'm cursed. What have I done to deserve this?"
Yep. And this stretch for them, it's kind of hard. It's hard to know how good of a football team Auburn is. They had the close game, obviously, at Oklahoma, 16-10, 24-17. The close game at A&M, 16-10. Had a chance with Georgia at home. And they had a chance to go up 17-0 in that one, but they end up losing. I mean, that's not an easy stretch of game, especially with 2 of the 3 coming on the road. But now they've got Missouri. And I could kind of see the same thing with Missouri, like close, hard-fought game, and you lose it by a field goal or a touchdown, and you've lost 4 straight. And it's like, should we be? Are we upset? Does being 3-4 really give an honest view of what type of team we are? And maybe they get an opportunity to win some games at Arkansas, Kentucky, at Vandy, Mercer. I mean, maybe they can put something together there, but they end with Alabama. I mean, it's almost to the point where if you don't beat Missouri at home, right, it could be very difficult to go to a bowl game. And they might be a good team.
Yeah, I don't think Auburn's bad at all.
Right.
The reality is, Ted, depending on how the Missouri game goes, the leadership at Auburn may want to make a move so that Freeze can't rattle off some wins.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
if it's headed towards that, like you don't want him all of a sudden, oh, they go beat Arkansas, they beat Kentucky. Maybe they're more than capable of going to Vandy and winning. Do you want to give them that opportunity? I don't know. Does it feel like this has run its course? I don't know.
Right.
But he's not getting paid. He's not getting paid to rack up close losses,
Like, do we make a push to go to a Weed Eater Bowl somewhere, or do we take this opportunity to cut bait and go a different direction? I mean, there's going to be a lot of that going around in this conference, man, where you're struggling to make a bowl game, but you take a top 25 team from the Big 12 or the Big 10 and you can go beat the snot out of them, but you can't make a bowl game in the SEC.
If I was an SEC team, there's a lot of reasons. Like if you're If you're a middle of the pack or like a lower tier SEC team, and it's going to be a year by year thing, I I know you want the bowl practices, but I'd be more
You
about
jump on that portal.
getting a head start. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And hey, just because you can't do the practice doesn't mean your guys can't be getting after it in the weight room with their strength staff.
Right.
That's a huge piece of like that's a huge development piece for programs. Maybe
Yep.
even more important, honestly. Now you
Yep.
get better at football playing football, but this is a league about bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive. Let's work on that and let's go get our pieces in the portal as opposed to preparing for the Bahamas Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we're going to the Bahamas Bowl. We are playing our JV team, and everyone else is in the weight room.
Yeah.
We're developing the. I mean, this is a freshman sophomore developmental situation, and everyone else is getting healthy, getting big, getting strong, gearing up for next season, doing some individual.
I will not be surprised if SEC teams, Big Ten teams, like your best guys that are sophomores, your best guys that are juniors that aren't good enough to like come out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want to risk those guys in a meaningless bowl game?
Yeah. No.
You know, this we have lived in a world where the opt-outs have been guys that are going to go be like high round picks.
Playoffs have made everything that's not a playoff an exhibition game.
It is what it is, man. You're not wrong.
It is what it is.
So like if you're Auburn, do you want to send Cam Coleman out there in a bowl game and risk it? Like he's a true sophomore. No. What? No.
Right.
Need him next year, man. You know,
It's like
I
the
just
Browns
think it's
didn't make the playoffs, but Myles Garrett is going to go play in, an exhibition game in Brazil, during the playoff. Not happening.
yeah. I think you're going to see kind of a mentality shift with that that whole thing, and that may be what starts the process of a bunch of bowl games being phased out. I'm just thinking out loud over here.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Like Michael Fasusi. If OU was having a horrible year, like if OU was in Auburn's shoes right now, if we had lost to Michigan, if we had lost to Auburn, and you're not sitting in the position you're sitting in, you're a 3-3 team. If you end up going 6-6, do I want to risk Michael Fasusi going down in a bowl game? Absolutely not. I don't.
It's like college football almost needs like you have the playoff and then you have the NIT tournament.
Yeah, something.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything else is just instantly lost relevance.
Game where you can play your young guys against another team that wants to play their young guys. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got here. These are irrelevant to what we're doing right now. I apologize. Let's get to my winner and loser. But first, if you're looking for tickets to OU's next game, SeatGeek is where y'all need to go. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Oklahoma Sooners. So all Sooners tickets on SeatGeek are authentic and secure, and every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. So go to SeatGeek.com or download the SeatGeek app and use our code BREAKDOWN10 for 10% off any tickets. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. The app is extremely easy to use, and SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. And remember, you can use code BREAKDOWN10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code BREAKDOWN10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thanks, SeatGeek. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code OKBreakdown to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. We all make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. And it's so simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks is also the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 states, and they put their users first. All withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure, and they also offer injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the Prize Picks app and use code OKBreakdown to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code OKBreakdown to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. All right, for my winner of the weekend, this may sound strange. Give me Ole Miss. Ted, sometimes you just have to avoid the catastrophic disaster.
Yep. And especially this season, when you look around, that's actually saying something.
Ole Miss going into this one, number 4 team in the country. They end up squeaking out a 24-21 win against Washington State, which, by the way, Washington State had the ball with a minute left to go. Now they had to go the entire field, but they had the ball with the chance to go tie or win the game. Credit to Ole Miss, you get the stop. Hey, all that matters is you get the win. But, woo, that was uncomfortable. It really didn't feel like Ole Miss had control of this game until about the late third quarter when Chambliss took off and had that touchdown run. To me, it never really felt like they were going to lose. But when Voorhees ripped off that touchdown run in the third to make it 14-10, I was certainly sitting there going, okay, this is very interesting. You have my attention, Washington State.
I mean, it's pretty wild whenever, like, if you just go check out the box score to try and get your head around what happened. I mean, Washington State was 2 of 10 on third down. Ole Miss was 7 of 15. They put up 439 yards of offense, Ole Miss did. Chambliss was 20 of 29 with a couple of touchdowns. They ran it for 186. They only had 1 turnover. It's like, what happened in this football game? It's pretty wild.
Eckhouse. That's what happened.
Penalties. Eckhouse and penalties. Had a bunch of penalties.
Yeah. And then Lane Kiffin, did you see Lane Kiffin? I forgot what the quote was, but he basically said, like, what we did was as bad as our student section today. They had no one at the game. No one. It was not an electric environment there in Oxford, but hey, this could have been, I mean, maybe the worst loss of the entire season for anyone. You're at home. You're the number 4 team in the country. It's Washington State. But they were able to avoid the catastrophic, disastrous loss.
Yep.
And even though no one in that building is feeling good about it, coming off that performance, they're 6-0.
6-0, survive in advance. I mean, you gave up a couple of big plays. I mean, you got gashed on that, almost 50-yard touchdown run whenever, Washington State goes ahead. But, yeah, at this point, as long as you can regroup, you can find a way to get the win and regroup. A lot of me thinks that they really focus on, like, they go to Georgia and to Oklahoma in their next 2 games. So probably a whole lot of looking ahead going on for that Washington State game prep with that football team.
I assume they were hoping that this thing would be in hand at halftime and maybe they could rest up for those next couple. No.
Got stressed.
That is not how it went down. You did see in this game one of the worst timed 15-yard sideline penalties I've ever seen. assistant coach in the white, Ted. It's like they're going to put the game away. Referee just runs straight into a 15-yard penalty. Just
Brutal.
horrible. I know that assistant coach wanted to crawl into a hole somewhere and disappear.
Yep. Yep.
They ended up having to punt, and that's why Washington State got the ball back.
Brutal.
But hey, 6-0, 6-0.
Avoided.
An ugly win is better than a pretty loss. Never forget
Right.
that. My loser of the weekend. Give me Michigan. Let me know if my eyes are lying to me, Ted. USC looked like one of the best teams in the country.
Running it, gashing Michigan in the run game, making big plays in the passing game. Defense got it done at times whenever they needed to. They looked pretty good.
Final score was 31.
Sell out Coliseum crowd.
Well, maybe Sharon Moore shouldn't have said anything because they got
Right.
whooped.
Yep.
Final score was 31-13, and it was nowhere near that close.
Yep.
USC turned it over twice in the low red zone. If that doesn't happen, they are easily putting a 40 burger on that Michigan defense, which is a good group. And there's no other way to say it, man. They whooped them up and down the field.
You say what
and
you
they
want
did
about
it.
Lincoln Riley, but he can call offense now. They put up almost 500 yards on Michigan, and they did it in the running game. They did it in the passing game. They were just gashing them with that counterplay.
Gashing them. And they did it down 2 starters on the offensive line. And they did it with a walk-on freshman at running back.
Yeah, what was that stat about him scoring?
This was ESPN said it is the first touchdown a walk-on has scored for USC since 1994.
That's insane.
I have no idea if that's accurate or not. But King Miller, walk-on, 18 for 158 and a touchdown. Now, Wayman Jordan would have rushed for 200 yards in this game, but he got hurt. Got knocked out of the game. But Maava looked great. Running game was rolling. Ikard and Lehman is must-see TV right now.
Jeez.
All
He's
that
all
dude
over the field.
All that dude does is make plays. 9 for 93 in this one. Another phenomenal touchdown catch. Competitive catch situation. Feels like on those 50-50 balls, it feels like 90-10 with that dude. He's been awesome. He's awesome in space. They get him the ball in a variety of ways. I thought Maava was good. He had a bad red zone interception. Other than that, thought he played pretty clean. And this game played out perfectly for USC. Built a lead. Forced Michigan to maybe feel uncomfortable with how they had to play it offensively. Haynes going out for Michigan was clearly a big deal, but that USC defense controlled the point of attack, made stuff tough on Underwood, and then USC's offense absolutely gashed them.
If you would have told me coming out of this game, one team ran it 31 times for 109 with a long of 13, and another team ran it 35 times for 225 with longs of 49 and 29, I would have thought Michigan got after them in the ground game. Justice Haynes continues to break long touchdown runs. Wrong. USC ran it for 225 on Michigan. That's rare.
It was impressive. Dude, they assaulted them.
Yep.
It was clear, like, Michigan was having alignment issues defensively. Lincoln Riley can still dial it up, man. They do some fantastic stuff in the screen game that I thought kept Michigan off balance, but USC looked like a college football playoff caliber team. They look like a team that can compete for a Big Ten championship. And would you look at who they have this week?
Oh, are they actually playing it this week? Are they going to do it?
They're going to do it. They're still playing the Notre Dame game, and it's this week. I got a feeling we'll preview that one on Wednesday.
Yep. I mean, they after that, they lost at Illinois, and it looked like, oh boy, here comes USC again, spitting it up. But after that win against Michigan, emphatic, all of a sudden everything on the schedule with Oregon getting beat, all of a sudden everything looks pretty gettable. They do have the tough road games at Notre Dame, at Nebraska, at Oregon, but it feels like they've got something to work with.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Birthday shout outs. Welcome to the world, Stevie Kate Freeman.
Happy 3rd birthday to Connor Washek.
Happy 13th birthday to Cohen Yates.
And happy 62nd birthday to Brent Sloan.
On that note, episode 571 in the books. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop Wednesday. Going to preview OU South Carolina and the other great games of week 8 of college football. Kind of hard to believe it's already week 8, dude.
I know.
Just a reminder, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check out our website, okbreakdown.com. Hope you all have a great start to your week. Until next time, we appreciate you all for listening. Do what we always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.